I want to start this video with a quote by Carol Betts Addy. Brothers and sisters are the truest, purest form of love, family, and friendship, knowing when to hold you and when to challenge you, but always being a part of you. Which leads us into the topic of today's video, the story of Amicia and Hugo, the often overlooked, most underrated story in all of gaming. Before we dive into this hidden gem of a series and storyline, I want to warn you that I will be spoiling the story of A Plague Tale: Innocence and Requiem. With that out of the way, let's get started. Our story begins in 1348 during the 100-Year War in Aquitaine, which is being invaded by the English army. Amicia, a noble descent of the de Rune family, is out hunting a wild boar with her father Robert and dog Lion. The story starts off innocence, pun intended, until Lion decides to take off into the forest. Amicia and her father discover Lion trapped in a hole. Something is off. Amicia runs to help him, only to find him taken to the ground by some mysterious dark entity.
Leon!
What devilry is this? We must go. Immediately.
Robert jumps in front of Amicia and tells her to return home immediately and find her mother, Beatrice. Beatrice is the mother of Amicia and Hugo, and an alchemist. Hugo has been sick since he was born with the unknown illness. Beatrice has basically kept him shut off from the world and Amicia.
Amicia. He was a good dog.
She spends her days desperately attempting to find and develop a cure for Hugo. It doesn't take long for heartbreak to settle into our story. As Amicia returns home to find her mother, Lord Nicholas shows up to the family estate and questions Robert about the whereabouts of his son, Hugo. Without a moment to spare, Beatrice commands Amicia to find Hugo, lock the door, and remain hidden.
What? Why? What's
Close
happening?
the door behind me and do not open the shutters, whatever happens.
But Hugo.
He is not contagious. I realize you hardly know him, but he will be all right. Trust me, Amicia.
Yes, Mother. It's me. Your sister? Amicia?
Hello.
We haven't seen each other much. Mummy will be back soon.
Move! Come on!
Did he talk?
No, Lord Nicholas. He killed 2 of our men!
Where is he? I won't ask again. Where is your son?
Robert refuses to give him up and is quickly slaughtered by Lord Nicholas, as Amicia and her mother look on hopelessly from their window. At this point, Amicia and Hugo barely even know each other because of his rare condition. Once Amicia finds Hugo in his bedroom, the guards have stormed the house looking for Hugo. Amicia has to act quickly to escape the house from the English army. You see, Lord Nicholas and his army have discovered that Hugo is the carrier of a unique bloodline from a supernatural evil called the Prime Macula, which has been laying dormant since the plague of Justinacine. The Grand Inquisitor Vitalis Benevent wants Hugo to control the macula so he can have the ultimate power and have control over the world.
Still no news of our young Hugo de Rune.
Lord Nicholas continues his search.
Amicia and Hugo manage to escape thanks to the aid of Beatrice, but unfortunately not before Lord Nicholas corners them in the garden Beatrice appears to sacrifice herself for her children when she tells Amicia to take Hugo to a doctor named Laurentius, before we later find out somehow she manages to survive. As they make their way to Laurentius, they come across a priest who is eaten alive by a horde of rats.
Brother Morel. Stay here. Brother Morel. Brother?
What is the matter? Father? No.
No! Quick! The light!
Father, no!
The light!
Who have been spreading the Black Plague, which is referred to as the Bite. Once again, Amicia and Hugo manage to escape the horrors placed in front of them. They seem to encounter one tragedy after another, filled with heartbreak. For better or worse, these experiences bring them closer together. The bond between Amicia and Hugo is what makes the Plague Tale series special. It's remarkable to see these two characters go from strangers to a relationship that is completely dependent upon each other. It's the small moments of downtime of collecting flowers or running through an open meadow, the simple joys of being a child and expressing that childlike sense of wonder with each other, and the unique characters they meet across their journey. On that note of impactful characters, Amicia and Hugo come across Lucas, apprentice of Laurentius. Once they finally reach the doctor, he is very ill, but he has one last request of Amicia before he passes away. He encourages Lucas and Amicia to work together in order to find a cure for Hugo before it's too late. Lucas decides to come along their journey and actually breaks down the details of Hugo's blood by explaining its rare connection with the prime macula. Things continue to go from bad to worse before they eventually get better.
Lucas?
Yes?
What does he have in his blood?
There's an old story. It tells of the prima macula. The alchemists say it was the first corruption, and that it silently travels in the blood of certain families. But something happened. The Great Break, and the macula awoke in Hugo's blood.
But what will it do to him?
The macula cares for neither good nor evil. It evolves with its host. The changelings. The world. You know, your mother and Laurentius were trying to help your brother.
But they failed.
No. I think they just ran out of time.
Vitalis catches up to them, capturing Amicia and Hugo briefly before a couple of thieves, Melee and Arthur, aid them to escape. This isn't a review, so I'm not going to break down every detail of this game, but Lucas basically needs a book called the Sacramentus Herena to complete the elixir. They continue to go through hell and back to rescue Beatrice, defeat Lord Nicholas, and eventually battle their way to confront Vitalis. In the end, they retrieve their mother and destroy Vitalis once and for all. Peace and order are restored as Amicia, Hugo, Lucas, and Beatrice ride off into the sunset.
All of it. Let's go.
Good.
Amicia,
Yes?
why are they looking at me like that? Melly looked at me the same way. Then she left. Because she doesn't like me anymore.
Hugo, she had other things to do.
That's not true, but it doesn't matter.
Is she going to sleep much longer?
She has to get her strength back. With the herbs you bought, she'll soon be back on her feet.
All right. Hey, Hugo,
What?
do you think I'm pretty?
You're ugly. Really ugly.
Ugly? Me?
You look like a big fat fly.
A fly? Your own sister? Oh, such a slur requires punishment.
Lucas!
Hey!
The fly's attacking me.
Six months pass before the story of Requiem begins. Our small group of heroes are seeking refuge within an organization of alchemists called the Order.
He's right behind him, Amicia. He's going to catch us.
Keep running!
He's too fast.
We'll make it!
Oh no! The tower! He's coming!
Ha! Bloody brambles! You're going too fast for me.
Come on, sorcerer, catch us!
Hey, slow down. You'll exhaust our villain.
Hugo begins Requiem extremely weakened by the events of Innocence. Beatrice and Valden continue to care for him as Amicia and Lucas venture out seeking supplies and any other resources they can find in the meantime.
Amicia! Amicia!
He had a nightmare. The macula.
It's the shock. What happened today must have woken it.
We had 6 months of respite after he passed the second threshold. But the balance of his blood is very delicate. Amicia, go with Lucas. Magister Verdun is somewhere in this town. Find him and tell him to come quickly.
Right away.
Amicia,
I know. We'll be careful.
Amicia has become very hardened by the events of Innocence, and her patience is running thin with the efforts of her mother and Vitaladin. The town of Providence has become completely overtaken by rats because of Hugo's current condition and his connection with the Prime Macula. It's only a matter of time before they are forced to set sail and leave this island. The bond between Amicia and Hugo is unbreakable at this point, a powerful force of determination and will to survive at any cost. Amicia knows Hugo's time is limited, and there is no time to waste.
Rats are out there, and the more people die.
This is why we need to take him away. His power will grow stronger as his days draw shorter.
Magister, please.
What do you mean?
Amicia, Hugo is condemned.
The last threshold means the death of the carrier.
No. There must be a way. Lucas
Your
managed...
friend bought you time when your brother reached the first threshold, but this is something else. There is no stopping it. No elixir, no potion.
Wait. There's an island. He keeps talking about an island. Maybe the macula is behind it.
It is a child fantasy.
So what's a child's fantasy doing on the wall of your laboratory?
Hugo dreams of an island where he hopes to find a cure for his illness once and for all.
It's going away. It's the water. You saved me. Thank you. Can I come back here? Or with someone?
Amicia has had enough of seeing her brother as a test subject to the Order, and quickly decides to leave her mother and Lucas behind as they attempt to seek out Hugo's island.
We need to get him to safety, Amicia.
You want to lock him away again. It's not the same thing.
You've seen what happens. The Order has people and equipment. They know how to handle this.
This happened because of what you and this Vonda did to Hugo. Mother, shutting him away and keeping up with this torture will kill him. He's a child. He's a victim of all this too.
He's my child. We are not enemies, Amicia. I know you love Hugo dearly, and I know you two share a bond that I cannot truly understand. But you need to open your eyes. What happened back there will happen again.
You're right. You just don't understand.
After a few trials and tribulations, once foe, now bandit on the run, Knight of the Providence soldiers Arnold decides in his own best interests to join up with Amicia and Hugo, offering transportation to Hugo's island, Lacona.
My friends have been killed or ran away. It's just a matter of time before they get me.
So you're running away?
Yes. The noose is tight already, but you have something I don't.
Rats.
The safest way out of this mess for the most wanted man. I know where your island is. All you must do is keep me alive until we get there.
Amicia, come! Come and see!
I'm coming. Be very careful. This is a constant reminder that I should kill you.
Friend of Arnold and smuggler Sophia has a boat and owes him a favor. A common theme in the Plague Tale series is that good things don't tend to last very long. All is well as the crew sails peacefully into the island of Lacuna. They are greeted with love, flowers, and a beautiful festival until Arnold sees Count Victor, whom he blames for the death of his son. Arnold tries to use Hugo to take down the Count. Amicia denies him, but Arnold attempts to fight the Count regardless.
You're rats.
Wait, what? That was your deal? You saved me so he would murder the Count for you?
You survived. That comes with a price.
No! You don't take advantage of a child and call it a deal, Arno. We came all this way for him. You won't ruin that.
Fuck it. I don't need you.
No! Arno!
I knew it.
I won't miss this time.
Amicia interferes, resulting in Arnold getting thrown in the jail. Count Victor is eventually convinced by his wife to invite Amicia and Hugo into their home as guests because of their aid.
You fucking traitor!
You did this to yourself!
So this is his army? A girl and a boy?
No, wait!
Victor, stop!
Emily.
Don't get carried away. She helped. They're not a threat.
Of course, my love.
All is good for now as Amicia, Hugo, and Sophia explore the island searching for direction and clues until they decide to sneak up the mountain to attend a worshipping ceremony led by the Count. Things take a dark turn when they discover the Count is worshipping a previous macula carrier. This is where you really witness Amicia's grit and fierce personality. At times you start to question if she is pushing Hugo too far. You can tell that he is scared and worried as they continue to press on into the ancient Order temple. Once they discover the history of the carrier, Battalius. It's a sad sight to see, and Hugo does not handle it very well. Sophia, in this moment, is the voice of reason.
They imprisoned him.
But why?
They were scared of him, of his power. This is why they built all this. They were always afraid.
They left a child to die.
He unleashed the rats. They tore through their walls. They couldn't stop them. It started here.
What?
The Justinian plague.
He was sad. So sad and angry.
Aya, she failed.
Amicia.
She failed, Sophia.
I know.
It's unfair. When I die,
You won't die.
I will also kill them all!
No, Hugo. He wasn't meant to die. When they took him from his protector, he lost hope. So he gave in to the macula and condemned them all.
He was right!
No, but if one word from her had reached him, he would have known he wasn't alone. He would have lived and spared millions. Do you understand? You won't die. I'm here for you, and I will give you the life you deserve. A life without fight. Do you want that? Let's find ourselves a home.
I don't think they agree.
What's going on?
We must go.
The moment is short-lived as the temple begins to crumble. Amicia, Hugo, and Sophia escape by the skin of their teeth before eventually returning to the castle to reunite with Beatrice and Lucas. The happy reunion is also short-lived, as Count Victor requests Amicia come with him immediately. You can tell something is off as they walk together. He quickly shows his cards as he explains he's going to kill her and take Hugo to claim control of the macula once again. This leads to an intense game of cat and mouse between Victor and Amicia. One of Amicia's greatest strengths is her perseverance and her will to survive. She once again manages to escape only to witness her mother being sacrificed by Emilia. Amicia's warrior spirit rises up like a phoenix to challenge Count Victor.
Who do you think you are to defy me?
I'm Amicia de Rune,
Ah, shut up!
and I kneel to no one!
Shut up!
Amicia!
You see, you kneel just fine.
Please stop! Please stop! From one mother to another. Enough games, Victor. This is not what we're here for. I admire you. Your children are strong. Your bonds are strong. When I was her age, I could only wish for this kind of love. But it's not just about us. For love is meant to be shared, to be turned into light, shone over the whole world. Such is the fate of the Child of Embers.
Love can kill Emily. By the time you realize that, it will be too late.
For now, it will be quick.
I'm so proud of you.
During the midst of devastation of losing her mother, she gives it her all, but in the end, the Count gets the best of her, injuring her badly. Hugo summons hordes of rats to take revenge on Emilia and the surrounding soldiers. Once the dust settles from all the chaos, Amicia and Hugo are in a complete daze as Lucas attempts to get them moving to get off the island. All the heartbreak and losses have finally caught up with them. As they make their way off the island, they come across Arnold, who is on the brink of death. Collectively, as a group, they decide to put their differences aside and rescue Arnold. Meanwhile, Sophia is waiting for them at the boat as the crew members arrived, battered and broken, ready to hit the open sea again. Just as Amicia, Hugo, and Sophia, Lucas, and Arnold get a chance to catch their breath, they notice a ship trailing them at a very fast pace. It's the Count and his soldiers hot on their trail. This madness has no end in sight. His pursuit of Hugo is relentless. The crew put up a good fight, but in the end, the Count's army overpowers them and manages to take Hugo.
Hugo, come here!
Sorry, child. The rats can't help you here.
No!
Such a fragile little thing.
All right, you've won. Don't hurt him.
Hurt him? He's Emily's son. My son.
Amicia only manages to survive thanks to Arnold. Once they arrive on shore, Arnold's character comes full circle as he sacrifices himself in order for Amicia to finally take down Count Victor.
The battlefield.
Hugo.
I'm sorry. I was stuck. I had to pull us out or we'd be dead.
We need to take him back. The Count knows what Hugo can do. We need to reach them before he hurts him even more.
Let's go. Sophia and Lucas have gone ahead looking for horses.
Now that the Count has taken down for the Count, the only thing left to do is to find Hugo. Amicia, Sophia, and Lucas head into the city, only to find the remains of pure devastation caused by the macula, which has completely taken over Hugo. Sophia and Lucas get Amicia as close as possible to the source, but in the end, only Amicia can put an end to this nightmare. And that's exactly what this is for Amicia, a nightmare. She can hear Hugo but can't find him. Amicia does what she always tends to do, fight. The only problem is this battle is internal, and as Hugo explains to her, she has to let go. It's truly a touching moment when they finally meet each other.
Too tired to fight. Please, I need to see you.
I'm proud of you.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Hugo, come! I thought I'd never see you again.
Me too.
I was so scared.
But you've done it. Can you walk?
Yes. Do you know how to get out of here?
Yes. Come.
Let's go.
The two share a heartbreaking moment when Hugo tells her there is only one way to end this. Amicia does not want to accept this as her fate, or nor should she. I mean, after everything these two have gone through to make it this far, Hugo basically tells Amicia, you have to strike me down.
Daddy, you must stop me. To stop the macula.
Hugo, you can't ask me that.
You're the only one who can stop me from becoming a monster.
You're not a monster.
I will be. If I kill all I love. All these nice things you showed me.
I understand, but
Please, Amicia.
I'll try. All right. What now? Hugo, where are you? Where are you?
I'm sorry, but you're ready now. To save everything.
Ready? How can I be ready for this?
I know, but I can't stop myself now. Only you can stop me.
Hugo!
I love you. I've been happy with you. Goodbye, Amicia.
I love you. I love you so much.
This is what makes the Plague Tale series the most underrated story in all of gaming. You experience every type of emotion humanly possible, and even in the end, through all the ups, the downs, the tears, the laughter, the smiles, the heartbreak, and the love, all is lost. Isn't that life for the most of us? Reminds me of a quote from Benjamin Button. We're meant to lose the people we love. How else would we know how important they are to us?
Lucas.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh no.
Can you stand up?
Yes.
He's there.
Yes.
Do you know what you have to do?
Yes.
So in the end, Amicia does what has to be done, finally putting an end to the madness of the macula. 1 year later, it shows Amicia living in the mountains with a peaceful life. Sophia shows up to gather Amicia as they prepare to set out to find the next macula carrier. She mentions that Lucas is off continuing his studies with alchemy.
Feels higher each time.
Oh, Sophia, you came.
Of course. I wouldn't miss this. Careful, I smell like a goat.
Well, then welcome to your land, goat.
How do you feel? Are you ready?
I guess so.
No point in wasting time then.
Before they leave, Amicia pays her respects to Hugo on top of the mountain.
Hey. They didn't used to come here before. I always knew you'd be good at making friends. I wasn't sure I was ready, but Sophia's here. I'm sorry. Why is it so hard? We never backed down, right? We held. May this earth remember how much you loved it.
Once the credits roll, the game leaves us with a scene of a child on a ventilator, with signs of the macula on his body. Who knows who this really is or what this means, but I can't wait to see what's next for Amicia. Only time will tell. I hope I did the story of Amicia and Hugo justice in the end. It's a true classic and a tale that everyone should experience for themselves, at least once. Make sure to give this video a like or share it with a friend. Comment below what you think of the Plague Tale series as a whole. I'd love to hear about it. Until next time, stay blessed, my friends.